welcome to the broadcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to the show, everyone. This is season 8, episode 34, episode number 349. How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah, cool. It's going for a Tuesday.
Yeah, happy first day of spring.
Happy birthday, that's right.
Apparently, but it's not until like later this evening. It's like at like 11:53 or something. Apparently, so says one of my coworkers, because the equinox or whatever.
Right?
Isn't the equinox on the 20th, or is it all thrown off because of leap day?
I think it's weird.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think that's what it is. But again, I'm just getting this secondhand from a coworker. I have not, cross-referenced and confirmed. So
fair enough. Okay.
Well, this information.
I do know that is the first day of spring because the calendar right next to me says it.
Oh, nice.
So there we go.
So at some point during this recording, I think we're entering springtime.
Yes.
There we go.
So hurrah!
Sure doesn't feel like it. It was very cold today.
Yeah, it was so warm last week that Zachary went in the lake both days over the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were kayaking on Sunday, and it was chillier as the day went on, but I was in a tank top. So all of a sudden it was 34 degrees outside this morning when we woke up.
Yeah, cold. Yeah.
Real cold. But I do have some hikes that I wanted to get in that I hadn't done yet. And last week I was like, well, I guess I missed out on those because the snakes are going to wake up and I don't want to deal with that until November. But then I was like, ooh, I think if it stays this cold in the mornings this weekend, I'm going to have to set out early on Saturday.
How long do you think we have until the snakes?
They're usually out by the end of April.
Good God.
But we had a snake, and I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but it was uncharacteristically warm the first weekend in March. So March 1st was a Friday. On March 3rd, that Sunday, I was sitting outside, enjoying the weather, doing some work from the deck, and Gate came out, refilled the bird feeder, and I was like, we were just like chit-chatting, like, oh, when the tree's gonna open up, and I was like, what's that on the banks of the pond? And it was a snake. It was a black rat snake, but it was a rat snake. It wasn't fully black because, fun fact, I didn't learn until I read about it, that they're not always born black. Like they're lighter color until they like shed their skin as like an adult snake, and then they're black, or an adolescent one. Anyway, whatever. It was a rat snake. How do we know this? It was all curled.
It was on the ground.
No, it was on the banks. Like you can see it across
it wasn't like
from
close
the deck.
to you. It wasn't close to you.
No, Jay went up and got kind of close because we used binoculars. We were pretty certain it wasn't a copperhead. Plus, it was the first day it would have been out because it had been 70 that whole weekend, so we knew it was going to move slowly. But no, he got up about 10 feet from it with the binoculars and confirmed it was a rat snake. But so they were out. I haven't seen one since, but also it's been a little bit chillier. But yeah, I think we have until the end of April, Shandy, which means it is now the end of March. It's time to clean out the garage, make sure there's nothing that the mice can get into there, which will bring the snakes in.
Oh, good God.
So just a PSA for all you out there living in snake territory.
Yeah, we do have some leaf piles in the backyard because we finally started composting and from putting leaves aside because we have to do a layer of leaves and yeah. But I was telling him, I was like, we need to do something with that because that's where snakes are gonna come.
Exactly. That is where they're gonna come, and that's gonna be where they come in the beginning of the season because they're still cold at night where they're looking for places to. So I would say that
those little things to put the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have compostable bags? I know they have compostable bags for pet waste that I found.
Yeah, actually, yes, we use those.
But if you're making compost in your yard, they have plastic, little shed bucket things that you can.
Oh yeah.
That's what we have. We got one at Lidl, and you
That's. I mean, I think as long as your cat can't get into it, you should be fine.
No, but it's just the leaves because you didn't put them all in. It's extra.
Oh, they're just
the
to
free
be
pile.
a layer.
Now I understand.
Yeah, the freestanding leaves.
Yeah, they're not in the compost container yet.
Right. Some of them. Some of them are, but some of them are just.
Some of them are not.
Yeah. I would say until it's consistently warmer during the day, where they're not seeking out things at nighttime to absorb the last of the warmth. You should, but yeah, I would be careful. Maybe, I don't know, as long as you can keep the cats away, I think you should be fine, or buy a black snake. They eat the copperheads, and then the copperheads won't come near you.
Still not.
I'm not gonna.
No snakes.
I mean, I understand the logic,
snakes.
But yeah, I don't want to add any more snakes.
Anyway, it is the end of March as we're doing this. Happy birthday to JP, the big 50.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's amazing. What an epic birthday.
Indeed. I hope you did something epic for it, JP.
Indeed.
Yeah. And the first day of spring, no less. Almost.
Mm-hmm. Almost.
Anyway, yeah. Anybody else have anything exciting happen this week? Nothing really here.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we went to Cirque de Soleil.
Oh, how was
it? There was something. It was very cool. I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where was it?
We went in Greensboro.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you were up by me.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. I believe they're coming to Raleigh at some point
this weekend. That's
really.
Right. Yeah.
Oh well, then we were
Which
really
is just
close.
Past Greensboro, so we were close.
Well, shit. Yeah, no, it was really cool, and I think it was like $55 or something, like very reasonably priced.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, highly recommend
was
it.
At the convention center there?
It was at the Coliseum.
LVJS. Okay, the Coliseum. That's what it is. The LVJSM something. So a bunch of initials. This is the Coliseum.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is J because it's like different buildings, right?
Yes, it's like a complex. Yeah, it's very big.
Yeah. So in one of those buildings, Jay used to do a toy show in there. He still do it. He just doesn't do that one anymore. And then the bigger one is over there. So that's cool.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It was very cool. I would recommend it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for when that happens again.
Yeah, I can't remember. Somebody was looking it up and somebody was mentioning Raleigh, but I can't remember when it was. But if you're interested, it was the Corteo. And I've heard that is really good, and I would love to see that. But I was like, are they tour? Is that one touring or is it just in Las Vegas? Because
yeah. Well, yeah.
Not necessarily trying to go to Las Vegas, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we were, because the boys listened to the soundtrack for the Beatles' Love, Cirque de Soleil. They want to go out to Vegas one day and watch it.
Someday.
I mean, it's pretty solid. It's got good mashups. It's like better than a Glee one.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. If you've never listened to it, Amanda, listen to the Beatles' Love soundtrack.
Okay, I have not, so I will.
It's pretty good. What's the one? There's a really great mashup, and now it's the only way that one of them will listen to the songs. I don't know. While we're talking, I'll look up what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like Alex's. It's one of their favorite versions. But anyway, Jay had to pick up something in his guitar in Winston-Salem, and I needed a geocache for that Jasmer challenge that I'm doing.
Nice.
Which I believe at this point the only one that is close to me that I won't have to travel for is that one in Fayetteville that I still need to go and get. And then I have to travel because then there's one on Long Island and then all the other ones are on, of course, there's like 6 of them that are on Lake Lanier in Georgia. So I have to go to a haunted ass lake just to finish this fucking challenge.
How do you know it's haunted?
Have you never heard the stories of Lake Lanier?
I don't think I have.
Okay, so Lake Lanier.
Please see my previous question about how do you know it's haunted.
Okay, so Lake Lanier is this lake in Georgia. It's above. It's like northeast, I believe, of Atlanta, and it was built over a primarily black like town or settlement or whatever, and like there was a lot of like really heinous racist shit that went on there, like. All the bad shit that you could imagine in like Georgia back in like the day. Mm-hmm. And then at some point, so they were kind of driven from there to kind of not be there anymore where their lives were in danger. And then at some point they just completely like displaced all the rest of the people that were left and dammed up a river or whatever and turned it into the lake, which was supposed to be like a reservoir. And rumor has it that like when the water is really low, you could still kind of see some of the buildings that were there, but that's not what makes it haunted. What makes it haunted is clearly there were like black churches and graveyards and all this bad shit that happened, that they were like murdered there. And every year somebody dies in like a weird way in that lake. Like if you look up Lake Lanier drownings or just deaths, like it's so anyway, it's rumored that it is haunted and like just a cursed lake because of its origins.
Interesting.
So like people have like, gone boating and like, something silly like jumped off the boat to go swimming and like will just drown out of nowhere. Wow. Or somebody will go missing and, they're found dead and like just like crazy shit. But like it happens enough times that, and I'm sure it's also a giant body of water in the middle of a populated state. So probably statistically people gonna die there, but it's just folklore that it's a haunted lake. But to get these, I think there's 4 that I need, and they're on that fucking lake. And geocaching, actually, there's a business set up that it's this company, they will charter you a boat. Not, just like a small little motorboat, not like a big ass boat, to take you out to the island where 2 of them are, and then to the small little like land masses where the other 2 are, to get them. Like, so it's because they were in like 2001 and 2000, and it's really hard to find caches that were in 2000 and 2001 still. So anyway, super exciting. So I have to just be careful
when you go
to
there.
A haunted lake.
Yeah, seriously.
I did just Google it, and it says that more than 200 people have died at Lake Lanier between 1994 and 2022.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's a lot.
Yeah. There's also a part of Margaritaville is on, I think I want to say the northwest shores of it. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I know there's a Margaritaville that's off of it, and they're planning on building a water slide into the lake.
Oh, that seems like a great plan.
Like, what could go wrong?
Right. I'm sure they have so much liability insurance.
Oh my God.
So many waivers to go on this water slide from a Margaritaville restaurant into a haunted lake.
Oh my God.
Who wants to do that? Sign up.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go geocaching on a haunted lake, but I'm not going on a water slide into it.
Just don't go into the lake, please.
And save the margaritas for after you found them.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yes. Safely on land, and maybe at like a restaurant that's like 10 miles away from it.
Yeah. Get out there. Go back to Atlanta. There's plenty to do there.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I have to take a trip there sometime this year. That's my story.
All right.
Yeah.
Fun.
Good times. So yeah, that how we got on this is it was Salem. I went to this beautiful lake area that had trails around and like picnic areas and a playground. And I want to go back because the cache itself was off the trail by about 300 feet, but it was a waterfall. So like you had to cross over the waterfall, get to the other side, which I think I didn't have to cross it, but I came up on the wrong side, so I had to go anyway. But it was just so beautiful, and I really want to go back and just like walk around. It's a 7-mile trail. I want to walk around the whole thing. It was pretty easy. It wasn't very hilly, but it looked really pretty. So
nice.
Anyway,
nice.
Yeah. And in other news, we've got new album artwork for the podcast. Thank you, Jacob.
I love it so much. So much.
Year of the Cat, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in case you haven't seen it, it should show up. I hope. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I will by the time this is episode's out. But it should show up. It's cats because it's Year of the Cat.
I love this for us so much.
Yeah,
me too.
Thank you, Jacob.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you so much. I think I'm sorry. I've gone back to the Beatles' Love, and I think it is. I think it's Blackbird Yesterday medley that one of my kids really likes.
How could you not like that? That sounds lovely.
Exactly. And it's also, if you've ever heard that more acoustic version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, it's from this. So,
cool.
Anyway. All right. Does anybody want to talk some Irish movies? Well, one is an Irish movie. The other one just sounds like an Irish movie.
I have to say, unfortunately, I did not watch Rye Lane.
I did
because I realized I did go looking for it earlier today. I was going to do it. I had just enough time. It was going to be perfect, but I don't have Hulu right now.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole of like getting it for just for one movie, but it does look really good.
It does look really good. We ended up watching Poor Things instead on Saturday. So sorry. Well, sorry. I could talk about that now, but
I mean, I feel like that is not a loss. Yeah. So that's good. But it would have been
you guys can talk about Poor Things after Irish Lane if you want.
Well, I mean, it sort of wasn't as advertised.
That's okay. People out there listening have still seen it, and it's a surprise. It's a bonus movie.
Yeah, bonus movie.
Yeah, no, Rye Lane looks like it could have been a nice palate cleanser is too strong of a word, but like it's something nice to watch after Irish Wish.
Looks like it would have actually been a good movie.
Exactly. Look, going into this, I don't know how I missed it, but I did not realize that we were essentially watching a Hallmark Christmas movie set in March.
I totally knew that was what it was all about.
I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I thought it was at least going to be like the Christmas one and like be like enjoyably bad. Like this was just bad.
Oh, I did.
Oh my god, it was terrible.
I know, but I knew it was going to be terrible. It's a fucking Netflix rom-com.
It was just like they just threw darts at like every trope of movie of like Hallmark movies you could think of, and just wherever the darts landed, they're like, okay.
And I believe it was done by the same people as there were two Christmas movies. At the end, it was like brought to you by, or not brought to you by, but maybe in the beginning, I don't know. Somewhere I saw a screen that was like from the same people that brought you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a castle for Christmas, or not a castle for Christmas, but one of those.
That was good. It's like,
but you know what I mean.
And Nepo Baby 2, because like
Christmas Prince. I don't know. It was one of those, and I was like, oh yeah, that checks out.
Oh god,
I kind of liked it. So I don't mind being the voice of dissent here. I'm guessing that I'm the only person, whether talking about this or listening to this right now, that actually liked it. But I'm happy to represent.
I mean, it can pass the time if you're looking for. It's just I feel like. For Christmas, now I've like really come to expect it, and that's part of like the coziness of like, you know, hunkering down at Christmas and just watching just like total brain rotting, you know, comfort movies. So that has its place, and I think this has its place in that. It's just not at Christmas.
See, I'm much more nihilistic in this. Like, it actually makes me like very angry that like a movie like this gets made, because
really.
I find it so offensively bad that there is so many like creative people trying to get a leg into this industry, and like terrible dribble like that gets made with and just think of like all the great films from like first time, you know, film writers or directors that, you know, are probably women and people of color that don't have a leg into the industry. Like how many of them could not get their thing made, but this terrible movie got made by Netflix.
Lindsay Lohan showed up.
And it's like the number one thing on Netflix. So like it makes me mad in that regard. Like this thing that feels so phoned in and so void of any original thought. Like it makes me mad, because like it is really hard to be a content creator in the industry right now. And like that shit like this can get made and get such a platform. Just like it infuriates me to no end.
It's fair enough. Yeah. I'm certainly not saying it was good.
It was beautiful though. And I did do some research. It was shot on location.
I thought about that because I was like, yeah, that actually last trip before the pandemic. Ireland.
Well, because it was so more. Go ahead.
No, and it just looked very much like them. And I was like, could you fake that? Or is it? So yeah, it looked like that was real. Although I have to say, like and the British guy was like, oh, you've heard of this? You know that? And she was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. It was like, dude, everyone's fucking heard of it. Like it's like one of the most famous landscapes in Ireland.
Oh, the Cliffs of Moher.
Yes.
Like how many British people were in this movie? There was like 2 Irish accents in the whole damn movie.
I really wondered about the accents too. I really wish that I had a fine-tuned enough ear to know if any of those accents were real.
Oh, none of them were. They were all British. Dumb Americans.
Well, but even even like the real ones, I wouldn't be able to, because it didn't really sound like anything was real. But again, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so I looked it up because it was just so bright. Like it was like they
Very
did
green.
like they turned up the saturation filter on Instagram and like filmed it.
They're
so
like,
that's
hey,
why I
St.
was
Patrick's
kind of
Day.
like,
yeah.
However, it looked quite beautiful. I did find an article, housebeautiful.com, and it had pictures and like descriptions of all the places that it was filmed. So that was cool. I guess that's where most of your budget went, Amanda.
Right. And Lindsay Lohan.
And Lindsay Lohan. Ireland is quite beautiful. So I will I co-sign that. But
it's on the list. I think I have a picture, or had a picture of the Cliffs of Moher in my bathroom because my sister went. She and her ex-boyfriend of a long time ago, Jeremiah, his family still lived in Ireland, so they went to a wedding there, and I'm pretty sure she did that. And there's like a picture somewhere, which I don't. It's here in this house. I just can't remember where it is.
Was was the wedding in a castle? This is the one thing that, like, again, it's with like the whole like all the princes and all the Christmas movies, but like, why does the family have to be super wealthy? Right. Why is that a thing? Is it supposed to impress us then when she eventually doesn't end up with him because she's like not going with the super wealthy person?
I think it plays into that trope. Like, I think it plays into that trope of the temptation of like the perfect life that you could have had, and she gives it up for true love.
No, you're giving this movie too much credit to think that it is like their trope.
No, I mean like in general.
Yeah,
like in general, like Amanda, like in the Stars and the Moon song from Songs for a New World.
Songs for a New World.
Songs for a New World. Yeah, the last 5 years is very different. Same composer. Name of Jason Robert Brown musical.
Right. No, that's wrong.
But okay, and I only mention this because that's one of my favorite Broadway songs or off-Broadway songs, and it came on in the car the other day, and I was singing it at the Sutton Foster version, which is not as good.
No, I feel like that song would not be good for her voice.
It is not. Like, give it a listen on Apple Music if you can, or whatever you have.
But I trust your assessment. I will pass.
It's very not good, but I was bouncing it out, and the kids were like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Shut up! This is one of my favorite songs. You can learn a lesson from it."
In a moment.
It's like the opposite of that is what I'm getting at. Like,
yes,
she get the life in the beginning, but she picks the stars and the moon at the end. Okay. Yes. Sorry, it's a very long tangent.
I was with you. I got it.
Okay,
we lost a lot of people, but the people that stuck through, they got it.
Yeah, exactly. Go listen to it. It's a beautiful song. Go listen to the original off-Broadway cast recording.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't bother with the Sutton Foster one. Anyway, okay. Back to Irish Wish, which is the rural jurors. So would we say that this is the rural jurors of Christmas Princes, or?
I had to look up the reference because I did not get it, and it's because I've never seen 30 Rock.
It's from 30 Rock. Oh, yeah.
So I still don't get it, but now I know where it's from, and I know why they don't get it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, Shandy,
is that because it's hard to say in the same way? Rural jurors.
Yeah, rural jurors. It's a running gag in the first few seasons of 30 Rock.
Rural is a doozy of a word.
Rural juror.
Rural.
The rural Irish Wish. Shandy, your pictures are beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. You're welcome. Back from the vault. January 2020, babies. And hey, this is also like, we're kind of like at an anniversary of, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Of everything closing down. 4 years. Wow.
Yeah. It's all starting to like come up in my time hop.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
So obviously we all know Lindsay Lohan. The guy that played Paul, the douchebag writer.
Paul Kennedy.
Was-
You can't just say Paul. It has to be Paul Kennedy. She never says
Paul
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Never says just Paul. It's Paul Kennedy. The entire movie.
Like, the other thing, it's like, why does she like him in the first place?
Unclear.
I think she was just stigmatized. I don't know, actually. He was attractive. I think that was it. Plus
he was very meh.
Okay, who do you think was more attractive? Paul or the other dude? Which is his name is escaping me.
I don't know. I mean,
pick one. James, right? James.
James?
James, yes, that was the character's name. James, yes.
Okay.
I don't know. They're similar. And James's character is nicer, so that makes him more attractive. It's like, do I think the other Mr. Kennedy is so meh because he's also a douche? I don't know.
Right. It's not that he's not handsome. It's just like his personality. Yeah. It's like it's very clear that they're just like not right for each other. Like, what does she see in him?
Yeah.
Right.
When she is engaged to him, she doesn't seem to see much in him. Every time he comes near her, she bad things happen.
Exactly. Yeah. It is weird though, because in both realities, we see her friend is actually a really nice person, but like her friend ends up with this douchebag guy.
Yes. I have to say, I was afraid that we were going to veer into like the two women competing for a man, which we did for a while, but then it worked itself out. And it's like, okay.
Right. And it was pretty tame.
Doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they just work better together. Also, I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like a dick, but what adult doesn't know how to ride a bike? And it's like either you do or you don't.
Roy Kent? No, is it Roy Kent? Roy Kent doesn't know how to ride a bike.
That's right. But he is a fictional character. So what actual adult? And the thing is, like, either you do know how to ride a bike and you can ride it. I'm not saying you're going like mountain biking, but either you do or you don't. Where she was like in between. Like, no, you're not in between. If you know how to ride a bike, you can ride it on a flat surface for more than 10 feet.
That is true. It is actually harder to stay balanced when you're like barely moving.
Yeah, that's true. The momentum really helps.
Yeah. But like if you can balance well enough to do that, then you can pedal a little bit. It's unrealistic, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the city bus just drove right up to the front gates of the castle and dropped her off and backed up. So very plausible.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So that dude though is from Outlander, Alexander Vlahos. That's my trivia.
Which one?
Him.
Which one?
Paul Kennedy,
James?
baby.
Paul Kennedy. I mean, both of those actors looked familiar. Like I couldn't tell you what I had seen them in, but like I feel like they're like guys that have been in stuff.
Yeah.
Guys that have been in stuff. What does he play?
That had contract with Netflix that they really had to fulfill.
Right.
Well, I mean, Aisha Curry was in it. Jane Seymour was in it.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Tan was the friend that was the bride that was supposed to be. Okay. Irish Wish guy was in Downton Abbey. And also in Outlander, actually.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. He's also in the Picard, like the new one, the 2021. Yeah. Good time.
Also, like, what family insists that the bride who's not
wears that ugly motherfucking dress? Oh.
Yeah. I could almost understand if it was her family.
Right.
But,
well, I think that's rich people,
in-laws?
though. I feel like that's a thing.
I guess it could be.
Yeah. But also the fact that like she just like pulls a dress out of her suitcase. It's like, oh, I have a wedding dress.
What?
It's just bunched up in my
suitcase.
Garment bags.
Does anyone have a steamer?
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a steamer in Ireland, right? They make those here.
It rains a lot, right? I could just hold it out the window.
Yeah, and I mean, and
the ocean breeze.
She did the exact same thing with her bridesmaid's dress.
It's like, oh,
I mean, at least that one's going to be like less fabric. So, but it was like, wow, yeah. And then when she finally switched back and her friend is marrying Mr. Kennedy.
Paul Kennedy.
I keep saying Mr. because I'm blanking on his first name, which is my brother's name. So like that should be easy to remember. But anyway, Paul Kennedy. When they finally got back together, I was like, what the hell? She's not even wearing the dress. And then she says it like, oh, thank you for helping me. Like, you know, so like, okay. So it's explained that she's not wearing the same dress because she like was able to advocate for herself with the help of Lindsay Lohan. Yay. But it was like, but she chose like an even uglier dress. What?
Honestly, it looked sort of the same to me.
It looked sort of the same, but different enough.
Different.
Exactly.
Okay.
Different enough that I noticed that it wasn't the same dress.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, so you negotiated your own dress, but you got a similar one that's even worse? What?
I mean, just
come on.
The costuming in this film was not
the
best.
costuming was insane.
Just start to finish, not great for anybody. So many pearls. So many pearls.
So many,
like
so much plaid. It was like somebody was like, what do we think about Ireland?
Yeah.
Plaid.
You know what? We need to hire a daughter of the revolution to wardrobe this film.
Yes.
It's like they should all look like Barbara Bush. That is what we're going for.
Amazing. Yeah, good times. Good times. Any last thoughts on the movie? I mean, I feel like you guys probably don't. I didn't hate it. I didn't regret my time. I watched it at 8:00 in the morning though, so you know, there was that. I didn't like waste a good portion of my day. What do you guys think of the Jane Seymour thing? I never understood why the mom was prevented by St. Bridget to get there. Like it was because it was not reality, like with the whole
things. Oh,
yeah. Well, because Jane Seymour was only contracted for one day, so they had to shoot all her scenes by herself in a soundstage.
Fair enough. They kind of feel
they
like
probably
that.
wrote the script and they're like, oh, we don't know. We're trying to get Jane Seymour for the mom, so we just we have to be able to just cut these scenes out.
Fair enough. Did you guys notice that Lindsay Lohan's brother had a cameo as one of the groomsmen?
Was he the American?
He was playing archery, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah.
I
don't know it was her brother, but yeah.
Yeah, he was in it, and then I believe it ended with a song by her sister, which I only know because she had Lindsay Lohan when she tweeted on Instagram. When she posted about the premiere on Instagram, that her sister's song was playing over the little montagey shit. So it's the only reason why I knew it was a Ali Lohan song.
Got it. And I believe Lindsay Lohan's husband was also a producer.
Oh, that
wow! It's really got the whole family.
So
involved.
It's really it's like a real family affair.
Huh.
And her mother supplied all the coke. Oof, sorry. Amanda, you were correct that the same director from Falling for Christmas directed Irish Wish. I do think Irish Wish that her acting, remember we thought that she kind of sounded and looked funny in Falling for Christmas? I feel like she was more comfortable in front of the camera and, acted better, so to speak.
She got better as the movie went on. I feel like she was very stiff in the beginning. It's almost like they shot the movie chronologically. And by the end of the movie, she's like, oh, right, this is how acting works. I used to be very good at this. Okay, I got it.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's because I think she's got the cheek fillers now, and I think it makes it harder for her to do the things that made her a good actress. I feel like she doesn't have the same control of her face that she used to, and I think that that hinders her ability to give as good of a performance as we know Lindsay Lohan to be able to do.
Fair enough.
Also, maybe if we had some better words for her to say, but I'm going to write my story.
That could help too. Did we talk about how they're making a sequel to her version of Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Wow.
Cool. Well,
I did not know that.
Right.
They are.
Okay.
So the kids and actually my whole family, we watched that 2003 version of Freaky Friday 2 weeks ago for movie night. And honestly, it's still fucking hilarious. I laughed. Jamie Lee Curtis is so funny in that movie. She does a much better job.
But I'm not.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I think it's on Netflix or Disney Plus. I forget. I think it's on Disney Plus, but
yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I forgot how good she is at playing a teenager versus Lindsay Lohan, who is not as great at playing an adult.
It's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really funny. Like, I definitely, if you're bored and looking for something to do that's kind of mindless, but, entertaining at the same time, I totally recommend watching it. Or it's fun.
Nice.
Dumb, but fun.
I will say one more thing about Irish Wish. And
yes.
I know that I'm not supposed to like really pay too much attention to the timeline or anything, but she pieces out of her best friend's wedding when it is still daylight outside.
Yeah.
And she is not even just a person invited. She is one of the bridesmaids. Like if you left, one of two bridesmaids, if you left my wedding at like 3 p.m., I would be so pissed.
That's true. But she did it for love.
Yeah. Nobody seemed to care. It was fine.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I can talk about Rye Lane real quick, and then if you guys want to do poor things, have at it. So it was cute. It basically takes place over the course of one day. They're both in their early 20s. So he's kind of like your straight-laced man or whatever, young adult. Hold on, look at the name of his character. I know her name was Yes, but I can't remember his name. Yeah, Dom. Okay. So Dom is kind of like your more straight-laced, hopeless romantic who got broken up with by his girlfriend of 6 years. He's very, like your typical, like down and out, like, I'm never going to get over her, like, dude in the beginning. And then he meets, by chance, he meets a woman named Yaz. Who's also in her early 20s. She is like your stereotypical, like, let's go on a dare, do crazy shit kind of person. They have mutual friends. They have mutual friends. So that's how they kind of meet. And, she like over the course of the movie gets him to like loosen up. They do like, your stereotypical like crazy hijinks kind of stuff. It's pretty funny. It follows the formula to an extent. But I really liked it a lot. The characters were, they had good chemistry. I would definitely recommend checking it out. The best part about it was an hour and 20 minutes with credits. So that was cool.
That's perfect.
It's pretty quickly paced.
That's my kind of movie.
Yeah, it was my kind of movie. There's some parts, where you kind of have to suspend disbelief a little bit because it's a romantic comedy movie. But overall, it's really fun. It's a good watch. And I do recommend it. I would give it probably like a 7 out of 10.
Nice. Okay. Well, someday when we rotate Hulu back into the rotation, I'll try to remember to watch it.
Yeah, for sure. Also, here's the tab that I was looking for with Lindsay Lohan's brother. He is Finn, one of the groomsmen. And it's when they're shooting like bows and arrows, you kind of see him doing archery.
Right.
And then he's the one that's like dancing down the aisle at the end. But yeah, no, back to Rye Lane. It obviously takes place in South London. It's like just their day adventure story. Of course, we have the scene where they get into like the fight at the end. And then, it's another couple of days before, your little time passes and they're like miserable without each other. Unspecified amount of time passes. And then we have the big whatever at the end. And it's very sweet. So that is as much of a non-spoilery description that I can give, which I'm generally a spoiler. So I feel like I did a good job. If I do say so myself.
Indeed.
Let's see. It was directed by Rain Allen Miller. Oh, yes. There's a scene in it where Yaz takes Dom to try to get him to live a little to this like food truck restaurant kind of thing, where it's like it's a restaurant but it's like a takeaway kind of restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you don't, yeah, okay. And it's called Love Guactually, like, because it's a Mexican restaurant. And Colin Firth is the guy that's serving them.
What?
That is great.
Yeah, and it's so funny because he's so dressed down, like as this, like, waiter dude, that it took me a minute. I was like, that guy looks so familiar. Is that Colin Firth? Is that Colin Firth? So I had to look it up, and I was like, it's him. So it's a pretty fun cameo.
Nice.
Yeah, that's that. If you guys ever check it out, let me know. I'm trying
now
to
that
see.
I know it's so short, I feel like that's even like that's a weekday movie. Like there aren't that many movies that can be weekday movies.
Oh yeah, I did a half-hour workout from my laptop today, and I kind of had it on very low volume, and that's how I watched the first half hour.
Nice.
And then the rest of it I watched throughout the day because I need silence to concentrate. But like I would take breaks and watch like 20 minutes here and there.
Nice.
So, but yeah, it was awesome. Okay, do you guys want to talk about Poor Things? You don't have to bother about spoiling me. It is not going to bother me whatsoever.
Sure. I mean, I'm glad I finally got to it. It's a lot of what I was expecting, but also a lot of what I was not expecting.
Oh.
It's like I knew it was based off of a book, and like because I feel like, and they're very like cryptic with how they promote it. So but I think like what I was expecting to love, I really loved. Like Emma Stone's performance is just like
great.
Absolutely incredible. Like she is very deserving of all the awards she won. Like this is just, but it's also like it's just like such a meaty role, and there's just like so much contained within one role that she gets to stretch and do. And so like that was really cool. Just the world, like the art direction, and the costumes. It's just like such a fully realized and developed world that you just want to like escape into. Like it's just so beautiful. But also like very weird and very quirky, which I was like definitely expecting. Just the direction I thought was really cool. I loved the use of black and white versus color, and sort of how that helped to further define like the characters like awakening. So much sex though. I was not expecting like not to like clutch my Irish wish pearls, but like there was so much sex. I was not expecting it.
There sure was.
Doesn't she have sex with like Mark Ruffalo's character or something?
Yes, him among many other
many others. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah, apparently not. It was very surprising. I was not expecting that part of the story, and I was like, oh my.
Yeah.
It's it's a weird movie. It's definitely not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of the unique things that I love about the art of cinema. Like I love that a movie like that can get made and like receive such accolades. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Very well deserved.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other parts you guys want to bring up before we go to break? Because I don't want to feel like, you have to whatever for me.
No, I mean, I think I, said my piece before when I saw it, and I agree with everything Amanda said. I wasn't the sex thing. Like I had zero expectations going into it. So I didn't, it's not that I expected it or didn't expect it. But I think it makes sense.
Yes.
Because it's like a natural progression in most people's lives of waking up and discovering different things.
Yes. And I think because it's a female character and it's a female awakening and becoming their own person, I think that also like you needed that much sex, I think, to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't gratuitous. It was
No. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, very worth it.
Indeed. Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. All right. Well, if anybody has any feedback for Amanda or Shandy, I just kicked a cat by accident. I had no idea she was under there.
Oh.
She's moving around though. She's on the go. If any of you guys have any feedback about Irish Wish or Irish Wish, Poor Things or Rye Lane, please let us know. The broadcasters3@gmail.com. Give us a call 331-276-2373 or leave it in the Facebook group. We'll get it either way.
Indeed.
All right. On that note, let's take a quick break. And then when we're finished, let's take a quick break and then we'll get into some of the feedback. All right, we're back. We're ready to get into some feedback. First bit of feedback we have from Mandy. It's from Facebook. And she says, I haven't had a chance to watch Irish Wish yet, but I did want to share that The Women, the book she was reading with her book club last week, was a very good, and book club was delightful last night.
Yay!
Oh, great.
Awesome.
Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Indeed.
And hopefully by the time you listen to this, you will have watched it. Because it's also pretty short, too. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah. And then my friend Brian posted a tweet that said, Rural Juror ass movie title.
And I get it now. Yay! They're words that are hard to say.
It's the Rural Juror's Irish Wish. Next up, we have a voicemail from Maggie. So let's hear what Maggie has to say.
Hey, Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. It's Maggie. Happy almost St. Patrick's Day. I watched Irish Wish, hard to say together sometimes, tonight, and I really enjoyed it. It was very fun. It was like a good romance novel in a movie, you know. Ireland was beautiful, and it was fun. It was good. The clothes were good, and I really enjoyed the movie. So I kind of wasn't sure how they were going to do it. Was it going to be like a fairy doing the wish or what? I just kind of liked that it was St. Bridget, and I liked that you kind of saw her a bunch causing some extra mischief. So yeah, I did like that it kind of showed that Paul and Emma were kind of meant to be together, and did like James, the photographer, but that is he was on Downton Abbey. I should be back to James Bowman, but he was on Downton Abbey. He was an Outlander, so it's something I think I've forgotten his name. So it was an enjoyable movie, and hope Lindsay Lohan continues to make these fun movies. I like the Christmas one, the skiing one, and this was a good one. And got me even more excited for my trip to Ireland at some point this year for my birthday. Not sure when that'll be, but yeah. So can't wait to hear what you ladies think, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye. All right, Colleen, you had company.
Indeed.
I did have company.
I'm sorry, Maggie, if I hurt your feelings by ripping the movie apart.
Nah.
I'm glad you're going to Ireland, though. That sounds great. And as you were talking, I was like, oh my God, that's the character that he was in Downton Abbey. I felt like I watched the whole movie being like, what is this? Where have I seen this actor? And it just literally during your voicemail, I connected what character he was in Downton Abbey. So thank you, Maggie.
Awesome. Maggie mentioned St. Bridget, and I actually had looked up St. Bridget and I totally forgot. So she's the patron saint of Ireland.
Yeah, along with Patrick. I was surprised. I didn't realize that.
Huh.
Yeah. Apparently, last week it was apparently back in January, it was the 1500th, so 1500th anniversary of her death. So that's like her feast day or whatever.
I believe her saint day is February 1st, which is also like a pagan holiday.
Okay, cool. If February 1st was a Thursday, which I believe it was, then that is correct. Yes, it was. Okay, so yeah, February 1st. So yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, I don't know. I'm I used to know all the saints, like, because I was really into it as a kid growing up in the Catholic Church. Like because it was cool. I had this book where I read about like all of them. It was like a series of books. But anyway, I kind of have forgotten about Saint Bridget. So cool. And then thank you, Maggie, for agreeing with me, even though you didn't know you were doing so. There was like all this like ruckus on Sunday night at the top of the stairs, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, she was chasing her tail at the top, on the top step in the corner, like where the door and the wall meet, and it was like her tail like hitting the wall as she like circled around chasing her fucking tail. It's just like,
oh girl.
I was like, yeah, hey, maybe we can do this not at the top of the stairs. Thank you very much.
Nope, here's good.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I was cleaning up downstairs because Jerry is coming, and I had, cleaned up in the bathroom, and the door kind of closes on its own because it's like slightly angled or whatever. And I didn't realize that she had followed me in the bathroom. I had left the door open, but it slowly closed. And then all of a sudden I have my headphones on. Like 5 minutes after I leave the bathroom, I hear the door slam shut. And I'm like, holy shit, what was that? And then I look, and there's two paws like this, just trying to get out underneath the door.
Oh, girl.
Oh, sweet girl. Help me. I'm stuck.
She never meowed or anything. It was like she was just so determined, like, I am going to get myself out of this mess.
I got myself into this mess, so I'm going to get myself out.
I was like, oh, sweetie, no, you're not. Not this time. Anyway, okay. We have another email from Matt about Rye Lane. Before we get into that, I'm going to mention we have an email from John, the retired UPS guy, which ironically actually talks about Poor Things. But we're going to save that for next week because honestly, I'm not sure if you're even listening to this episode right now, John. But if you did, and you too watched Irish Wish by the World Juror, let us know. We'll read both of your emails next week.
Yeah.
All right. And now the email from Matt. Woo!
Okay, so Matt writes in a Rye Lane feedback, and he says, hey, broads. So I'm passing on Irish Wish. Just no thank you.
Okay, fair.
Also, Girls Five Ever finally came back this weekend, so any chance that Irish Wish had went with that. On that note, the new season of G5E is fucking hilarious. I hope you liked it at least. Matt, it has come to one of the streaming platforms that I have, which I believe is Netflix, because that's like the only one I have right now. I am looking forward to binging like basically all the seasons because I've seen the first season and that's it. And it's been so long ago that I might have to just start her over at the beginning.
Oh, good. You're going to understand when I say big pussy energy episode. Now.
Oh, nice.
I have watched the first episode. I have begun.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, we'll meet back about this very soon. Okay.
Yeah, let's definitely meet back about this soon because
we will.
I'm very excited to watch it as well.
Very excited. Okay. Matt continues. I'd heard about Rye Lane on the Takes YouTube channel on their video about rom-coms and in passing on a podcast. With that and the brisk 82-minute runtime, I checked it out, and as I said in my recommendation, it charmed the hell out of me. Clearly made by fans of rom-coms, it has the tried and true tropes of the genre down to what Crazy Ex-Girlfriend once called the gratuitous karaoke moment, but it never feels stale. David Johnson and Vivian Opara's effortless chemistry is a delight. The sense of place is fantastic too. You feel like you're there in those neighborhoods. It's also refreshing for a still very white genre to have people of color in front and behind the camera. I'm a little mixed on the fisheye lens effect Rain Allen Miller deploys through a lot of the film, but it's not enough for me to go beyond a nitpick for it. Just a wonderful little movie that flew under the radar last year. Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, I was already a year old. Hope this convinces some people to give it a shot. Matt. P.S. I didn't know going in that Colin Firth had a cameo as the burrito guy, which was a nice little surprise. Here's something I found about it. Apologies if you already found this or one of the other articles. And it's a Bustle article about the tribute to Love Actually. So yeah, no, Matt, I mean, you convinced me to watch it, and I really do want to watch it. I just don't want to subscribe to all the fucking streaming services.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
It's getting very expensive.
Yeah. And the stupid thing is like, if I would have been able to rent it for a few bucks on like whatever, I would have. Even though that's like almost as expensive as getting a month of Hulu. Like for some reason, like I would do that. I would rent it. But I just don't want to like sign up for a month and then have to remember to cancel it. And then like, which email do I use? Because I've gotten all the free accounts with all the
Right. It's like there's less steps if you just rent the movie.
Yeah. And it's cheaper, at least like, even though you're not getting as much bang for your buck because you're only getting one movie. But like for whatever reason, like I would have done that. I really wish that you could have just rented it. So I don't know, at some point in time, I'm sure it will be on some other platforms or something.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. And thank you for the article. The article basically sums up, how the cameo came to be.
Nice.
And it was just Colin Firth was delighted by the whole idea behind it, especially the love walk. Surely.
That's pretty great.
It's so good. I love a good pun.
Yeah.
It did make me want to get a burrito for whatever that's worth.
I mean, it doesn't take much to make me want to get a burrito.
Fair enough. But thanks, Matt. And anybody, again, if you guys decide to watch it, anybody out there, write in about it. And as far as Girls Forever, yes, I'm gonna try to watch it this weekend. Maybe we always pick a TV show to watch when Jerry's here, and we watch it over the course of the entire time he's here.
Yeah.
And last time when he was here this time of year, I think it was Shrinking, or was that in November?
That was a great show.
Yeah, we didn't get to watch that while we still had Apple TV.
That's
the one on Apple TV?
Yeah, it is, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking today while I was cleaning, like, what are we going to watch? Okay, Jesus Christ, Kat. She's trying to pull down the thing. I got her out. No, this is mine. Stop. Sorry.
Kitten.
I was trying to figure out like what we could watch, and maybe I think that we could very easily, because there's only like six episodes per season, right?
Yeah, I remember it being
and
short.
they're 20 minutes long each, so I think that we could easily do the whole series.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
If he wants to, because everybody has to agree. Unfortunately, I wish everything was just up to me. But I suppose it can be. Anyway, thanks, Matt. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then we will finish up with That's What She Said.
I will try. I will keep that up.
We can watch Shandy watch it too.
I'd bop to it on the radio.
I don't know. Some people just keep going.
I'm gonna tap out on this one.
If anything, you're turning them off.
I always enjoy that extra hour.
I gotta find some quick ones.
Congratulations, Andy. I am very glad that you're going to take this position.
It just made it look like it didn't fit.
I just Googled some images and I'm 100% on board.
There's less of them. You'll get it done faster. All right. Well, not the best crop, but we can't be funny every week.
Last week was such a stellar crop.
Yeah.
I this week had a lot to live up to.
Indeed.
But all right. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate it as always. All right. On that note, we will talk to you guys next week. If you have any feedback, thebroadcasters3@gmail.com, or give us a call 331-276-2373, or give us a call. I'm sorry, she's throwing me off so bad.
It's so good.
I don't even know how she's balancing like that. This is amazing.
I don't know, but you guys saw her climb up. She can't jump very well. That's why she climbs up on everything.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I was like looking somewhere else. By the time I looked over, she was already up there.
She's like, you know what? If you don't want me to go under, then I'll go over.
Oh,
She's so cute.
Kitty
Hey,
butt.
side note, when I take screenshots, can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not a
Damn
big
it,
deal.
sorry.
Oh, I don't care. I
I
knew you
was
were
being
taking
stealthy. If I mute myself, then can you not hear it?
Probably
Let's
not.
find out.
All right, cool.
Sorry, that wasn't
Yeah,
muted.
we can still hear it.
That one wasn't muted. That was just
Hey, Vivian, what you doing?
Yeah, no, I didn't hear. I mean, that makes sense. That when you mute the whole thing, but yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, sorry. Been wondering that for like 8 years.
Well, now you know. Mute the mic. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
All right. If you have any feedback, you can leave us an email. Send us an email to thebroadcasters3@gmail.com or give us a call 331-276-2373 or leave it on the Facebook group. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that be Eckhart Rickner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. Thank you guys so much. To become a patron, patreon.com/JanJack. It helps support all the shows on the network. And Survivor with JJC is back. The Amazing Race with Jack and Cindy is back. The Rimblecast After Dark is still going strong. So, yeah, check them all out. If you're a Survivor fan, we are live right after the episode airs on the East Coast every week. And we love having people there to interact with in the chat. So, consider joining us. But anyway, on that note, everyone, does anybody have anything else?
Nope. No, ma'am.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.